So full disclosure, I'm going to be 36 next week, and I have not worked a day in an office in my life, and I'm weirdly proud of that. But I know around that there are lots of people that do love the office. They love putting on their costume. They love going to the set. It's almost like a movie set where you go in and play a role. I feel like a lot of people have missed that dynamic, and certainly the pandemic caused a tidal wave of emotions and everything for everyone. But what are we looking at now in terms of this idea of hybrid? Because people are saying, right, we're going to offer our people hybrid work, but the dimensions around that are never quite clear. What's your opinion on this buzzword of hybrid at the moment, Chris?
Yeah, I think hybrid is a nonsense. I don't think hybrid work actually exists. And the reason for that is if I ask you what does hybrid remote mean, and I ask the 80 other participants here, almost everyone's going to give a different answer. Is it 4 days in office, 4 days a week in the office? Is it 1 day a quarter in the office? Is it somewhere between those 2 points? So actually, I don't think it's that helpful to talk about being remote, hybrid, or office-based. I think the way that I like to think about it, and this is certainly what we suggest with the people we speak to, is a company is either office first or it's remote first. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't spend time in either location. It means the type of organization and what it's optimized for. So office first organizations are optimized for offices. That is the predominant situation. And in those companies, you end up with this really dangerous situation where potentially two classes of workers emerge. You've got people in the offices who have FaceTime with management, they're able to progress more quickly, and that's seen as being the place that you have to be in to progress. And I think that changes when you start to look at it through the prism of being remote first. And there's a lot of like really small changes that happen there. Let everyone, for example, has been on a video call where multiple people are in an office and then 2 or 3 people are dialed in. Now, that should never happen. In an office first company, that is what happens. In a remote first company, everyone dials in their own piece of equipment. So there's this equality in terms of participation. So that's one example of the two. The second I would use is typically where leadership is determines the type of the organization. So if leadership's in the office full-time, de facto, you're an office first company. If they're distributed, you're a remote first company. And I think you've seen a lot of interesting things happen in this space over the last few months. Coinbase is perhaps the most interesting example of that, where they literally cut their HQ because they didn't want that to be the place that everyone sort of gravitated towards.